Live and Local is proudly sponsored by Dr. Fitzgerald and Associates. Protect your precious peepers. Eels and Tronvold Law Offices. Walm Collision and Repair Center in Fairfax. It's that time of year when high school graduates make the transition to the next step in their lives. Join KCRG 9.2 in wishing them well and honoring them for their accomplishment.
Cedar Rapids Community School District is proud to congratulate the class of 2017 and to recognize the academic achievements of all of our graduates. Each commencement ceremony celebrates the educational journey of growth and discovery and opens the door to new and exciting adventures in lifelong learning. To the graduates of Jefferson, Kennedy, Metro, and Washington High Schools, we say congratulations.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2017 Jefferson High School Commencement Ceremony, the school's 60th graduation since opening in 1958. Thank you for sharing in this event with our faculty and the graduating seniors. At this time, we are ready for the graduates to enter the arena. Please rise and remain standing for the processional and the instrumental version of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Please be seated. Good evening. I'm Haley Everhart, and along with Connor Wolf, we'd like to welcome you to the 2017 graduation ceremony for the senior class of Thomas Jefferson High School. Before we begin, please allow me to introduce our class board members. Zahara Al-Abdul-Razul, Rose Amuda, Andrew Ayler, Aaliyah Watkins, and Connor Wolf. Thank you for the time and effort you put into serving our class. Fellow graduates, thank you for allowing us to represent you tonight. We are proud to be members of the Jefferson High School's class of 2017.
As a member of this class, I have had the pleasure to serve in a number of leadership roles, and these opportunities have helped me to develop a new perspective, a perspective that heightened my level of optimism with this generation. Before entering high school, I believed the stereotypes placed upon us, the ones that said we are too addicted to our phones to make a difference, and that we are the symbols of entitlement. Well, those, my friends, are what we call alternative facts. Because let me ask you, were Matthew Culver, Tavian Rashad, and Zachary Main too addicted to their phones to train and qualify for state wrestling? Did the academic decathlon team believe they were entitled and therefore didn't need to study before they represented the entire state of Iowa at nationals? Certainly not. And these are just two examples of many that show that we are not the stereotypical millennials, but instead are symbols of tonight's commencement theme, standing up. Here in the United States, we have a long tradition of standing up, one that has often changed the course of our history, like when ragged colonists stood up against the British Empire, when men and women sat at lunch counters and braved fire hoses, or when Barack Obama raised his right hand, becoming the first African-American president. But let me tell you, this tradition doesn't end with our generation. If anything, it gets stronger, because we are in fact the most accepting and diverse generation this country and this world has ever seen. While this is something we should celebrate, it is also something to take very seriously. We have an obligation to uphold our values, demand equality, and stand up for one another. That's why I urge this class of 2017 to take a stand in everything you do. If you go into education, stand up for the success of every student. If you go into law enforcement, stand up for justice for all. And if you go into the trades, stand up for the quality of your work. But no matter the position you hold or the salary you receive, you can always take a stand at the ballot box. Voting is one of the most powerful rights you have, and it is essential that you exercise it, especially when I'm on the ballot. But as we graduate this evening, have pride. Have pride that you come from Jefferson High School, and have pride that you are a part of this generation, a generation that I believe will lead the world towards a brighter future.
While it is important to look towards the future, it is also important to appreciate where we are right now. For the class of 2017, graduation is a celebration, a farewell, and a beginning. First and foremost, graduation is a celebration. It is a time to look back on the adventures we've all had together, all the brightest moments that took place in the halls, classrooms, auditoriums, and sports fields. Because of our efforts and accomplishments, we will walk across the stage today and receive our diplomas. Let's celebrate the time that we have spent together and cherish the memories that defined our time at Jefferson. We have matured together, and we are ready to take the next big step in our lives, which is the first of many big steps. As with many celebrations, graduation too becomes a farewell. This big step to college, apprenticeship, military service, or workforce will require us to change what's currently comfortable to us. Many of us will travel to new cities, new states, and for some, even new countries. Graduation then becomes a time to say goodbye. We will separate from the people with whom we have grown close over the past 4 years. We will go from seeing them every day to meeting them on the occasional weekend. We also will be saying goodbye to the teachers, staff, and administration who have helped us in ways we can't completely comprehend at this point. So before you leave here today, I would encourage each of you to thank those for which this day would not have been possible. Thank them for helping you be where you are today and be who you are today. The last thing we say goodbye to is the memories. Right now, we recall the last 4 years with great clarity. From the Friday night football games, to the dances, to the teachers we all love, and to the math formulas we can only hope to forget. Inevitably, all of this will slowly fade and become more distant as we start to make new memories, involving new faces, new places, and new adventures. If this sounds like a new beginning, it is. Graduation is the end of one journey and the start of another. Even though our time at Thomas Jefferson High School is ending, our time at the next place is just beginning. No matter the path we choose, we all are starting a new part of our lives, full of unknowns, full of new stresses, full of fears, but most importantly, full of new possibilities, which will ultimately allow us to really discover who we are and what fulfills us.
In closing, we'd like to thank the faculty for their dedication to our education and our families for their unconditional support. To our fellow graduates, congratulations, and remember, it's great to be a Jayhawk. Thank you and welcome to the 2017 Jefferson High School graduation ceremony. I would now like to reintroduce Jefferson's Concert Choir and Wind Symphony, who will perform 3 selections.
Hallelujah.
Would the audience please stand for the Jefferson Loyalty Song?
Jefferson high, high on a hill, sing we now thy praise. Colors blue and white lead us in the right, our voices in tribute we raise. When graduation comes, we'll go our separate ways. But never will we lose the memories of these days. Jefferson high, framed by the sky, sing we thy song of praise. Jefferson high, framed by the sky, sing we thy song of praise.
Please be seated. My name is Jack Richardson, and it is my pleasure this evening to introduce several guests who are seated on stage and who will participate in the graduation ceremony. Members of the Cedar Rapids Community School District Board of Directors will present diplomas to the graduates. Please reserve your applause until all are introduced. Board President, Mr. John Laverty. Mr. Gary Anhalt. Miss Nancy Humbles. Mr. Raphael Jocobo. Miss Kristen Hansen. Mrs. Mary Meisterling. And Mr. Keith Westerkamp. I would also like to introduce Miss Mary Ellen Mosk, Deputy Superintendent of Cedar Rapids Community School District. Dr. Brad Buck, Superintendent of the Cedar Rapids Community School District, extends his congratulations to our class of 2017 and wishes us the best in our future endeavors. He is unable to attend this evening's ceremony due to his daughter's wedding this weekend. On behalf of Jefferson's class of 2017, I would like to offer our sincere thanks for the efforts of these board members and central office administrators. I would now like to introduce salutatorian Elizabeth Thompson.
I would now like to introduce this year's 13 valedictorians. Valedictorians, please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all names have been called. This year's senior valedictorians are Talia Burkett, Matthew Culver, Haley Everhart, Joshua French, Abigail Frerick, Niall Happel, Annika Horning, Mason Kelm, Vanessa Lund, Kristen Neighbor, Emily Oler, Jonathan Richardson, and Kylie Wise. One of these valedictorians will be presenting their reflections tonight about the time that we have spent in high school. I would now like to introduce senior valedictorian Talia Burkett.
Class of 2017, I feel obligated to begin this speech with the classic line, "We made it." And depending on your outlook, these have either been 4 short or long years studying and preparing for our next steps. Our time as Jefferson students is finally over, and we can now focus our attention on creating and achieving our own unique goals. Most of you likely have an idea of what you're planning to do in the future. Perhaps you're going to college, straight into the workforce, or to the military. While others of you still might not have any idea, and that's okay. We've lived 18 years of being told what to do, and suddenly we now have to figure out on our own what we're going to do for the rest of our lives, and that scares most, if not all, people. What I want you all to know is that while making these decisions, you and only you determine your level of success. Do whatever makes you happy and only shoot for whatever goals you deem important. Only you know what to strive for and what goals will make you the happiest. Whether you want to be president of the United States like Connor Wolf or you want to work at Best Buy for the rest of your life, you have the freedom to pursue the future you want. If a very profitable job won't make you happy, then it's your choice not to pursue it. Success isn't about your wealth, it's about fulfilling a passion that's important to you. As you work for your goals, surround yourselves with the people that will support you in achieving them. If they laugh at you and believe your goals are pipe dreams, they're not your friends. My Uncle Buster always tells me, iron sharpens iron. Essentially, this means that you need to find the people that will challenge you and strengthen you in the pursuit of your goals. Your friends can either bring you up or bring you down when you're attempting to achieve your goals, so it's important to find those people that can help you answer the hard questions and give you ideas for improvement. Similarly, it's important to be this kind of friend for someone else. Whether your interests are the same or different, the important thing is to challenge each other to make yourselves better. Whatever you choose to do in your life, it will take hard work and dedication. Be that person that will stand up and put in the time it takes to be good at your chosen profession. If you're only willing to put in half of the needed effort, you'll only reap half of the rewards. Not to mention, you probably won't be very happy or satisfied with your life. While some people may not be fine reaching their full potential, I challenge you not to be fine with that. If you're not happy or your goals aren't working out, then change them. Spending more time doing the same thing isn't going to bring satisfaction. Whether you're 25 or 45, be willing to take the risk to find what truly motivates you. On the other hand, if your initial goal isn't working out as you envisioned it, then be willing to redefine your goal. Find a way to work for your passion in a different way. For example, if your initial goal was to be a musician, but it doesn't seem to be working out, perhaps consider pursuing a career in something like music education. This way, you're still connected to what you love, it just looks a little different. This doesn't mean you have to give up on your initial goal. You can still continue to pursue other endeavors while maintaining stability. After you leave here today, take a minute to thank the people that have sharpened you. Thank your teachers, thank your family, thank the friends that have helped you along the way. Thank the ones who have encouraged you and helped you whenever you have needed it, the ones you want to keep by your side in the future. Personally, I want to thank my mother, father, brother, grandmother, extended family, and teachers for all of the inspiration and support. Thank you for helping me inch towards my dreams. Class of 2017, I look forward to watching you all work towards and achieve whatever goals you set for yourselves. Good luck and thank you. I would now like to introduce Senior Class Officer Zahara Alabdu Rasul.
We've reached a point in our lives where endless possibilities await us. It's truly a time to rejoice at our newfound independence and celebrate our journeys thus far. We've been given the tools for accomplishment, but in the back of our minds, we must remember that it doesn't get any easier from here. The moment we gain independence and happiness as a result of achieving success, we also gain more responsibility and dilemma. See, there is power in adulthood, and as we step into influential positions in society, we possess the power to make change not only in our lives, but also the lives of others. From this moment forward, we begin to think for ourselves and for society. Knowing this, a mindset of acceptance is absolutely crucial. As members of society with newly possessed power, our willingness, or lack thereof, to exercise acceptance can ultimately decide the strength of our society. The key to acceptance is an open mind and a willingness to consider different opinions, beliefs, and cultures around us. On the other hand, there is judgment, a quality historically shown to only create divide. With it, we, as a society, become less able to withstand external pressures when internally divided. However, if an individual with power demonstrates acceptance by choosing to have an open mind, he or she is establishing respect for other people's decisions to have different opinions, beliefs, and cultures. This action encapsulates the concept of freedom. Freedom is a principle, if not the principle, upon which this country was built. It is our duty as Americans to uphold such a principle. To disregard such an important concept, to violate the freedom of others by choosing to not exercise acceptance would be a failure as an American citizen. Freedom is a value we teach our elementary school children as they pledge allegiance to it every day. It's an ideal we ourselves pledge allegiance to before most events. If, as a society, we do this but fail to uphold such a value in our everyday lives, we lose integrity and instead exhibit hypocrisy. Therefore, as we find ourselves with the newfound power of adulthood, it's crucial that we choose to avoid ignorance and instead exercise acceptance. Doing so fulfills our moral duties as citizens to establish freedom for all. The judgment of one individual can negatively affect the success of another. Growing up as a minority and young Muslim woman, I can attest to this with personal experience. Combating judgment while simultaneously navigating adolescence was a grueling battle. Many can attest to the fact that learning to know and love oneself is a long, difficult process. It is, however, an equally necessary one, as success and peace of mind cannot be granted without doing so first. Such a process was made even more difficult for me when faced with the lack of awareness. As I have personally seen and experienced, ignorance often results in negative stereotyping of a certain type of people. And in society, this stereotype can become a very powerful thing. So powerful, in fact, that those being stereotyped begin to stereotype themselves. It's easy to believe something about yourself is true when all of society tells you it is. It's easy to believe, especially when you're not even sure who you are yet. But in my case, it affected the confidence I had in myself and my religion, which in turn hindered me on the road to personal success. Judgment has the ability to effectively destroy an individual's motivation to work towards success. It's easy to believe your chances at success are slim when all of society tells you that they are. However, as a society, we also destroy ourselves in the process. How are we to survive if we severely hurt the motivation of substantial portions of the population? By hindering the success of some, we hinder the success of society. After this realization, I found comfort in those that stood up for me and urged me to take pride in my differences, strive for success, and pass on the message of acceptance. Those experiences have taught me the importance of learning about the other people and their cultures. Opening myself to others' experiences is something I continue to do and encourage others to do the same. Now, as we are all of or nearing adult age, we inherit the power of change. Our generation is one that has grown up learning our country's discriminatory mistakes, and we've heard of the damaging repercussions. Yet we still live in an imperfect world. We've witnessed tragedies enacted out of ignorance. We've heard of political decisions clearly made with complete disregard to acceptance and its relation to the foundation of our country. Now, as we find ourselves in a position of power, we must realize that, united, we have the influence to make change in what we see wrong in the world. This impending responsibility in mind, I can't stress enough the importance of an open mind and acceptance. With it, we have the power to create a society that doesn't infringe upon others' freedoms. On a personal note, I can truly say it's been an honor sharing these past years with all of you. I've developed meaningful friendships and learned lessons that have altered my perception of the world itself. Whether it's been 4, 8, or all 12 years, we've watched and maybe even helped each other grow into the young adults that we are now. Class of 2017, if there's one thing you remember, I hope it is this: embrace acceptance. Learn of other cultures, beliefs, opinions, and of the people who hold them. Stand up for people in the face of hate, because when we do, they will return the favor, and this is what creates unity. This is what creates the powerful front necessary to make change, and we can create change. Thank you, and good luck. And now, before moving on in the ceremony, I would like to take a moment for the class of 2017 to honor everyone who has helped us along our way. Graduates, please stand up and applaud all of our parents, guardians, teachers, community members, family, and friends. They certainly deserve a standing ovation for all that they have done for us. Graduates, you may be seated. Again, thank you. I now would like to introduce valedictorian Annika Horning.
Now that you have met the valedictorians and heard their reflections, it is our pleasure to introduce the salutatorians. Will they please rise and remain standing until all names are called? Will the audience please hold your applause until all 9 salutatorians are introduced? Zahara Al-Abdur Rasul, Madison Barmore, Hannah Bertram, Alec Cooksey, Andrew Ayler, Doan Kabula, Grace Morningstar, Elizabeth Thompson, and Marie Wilhelm. Congratulations to these classmates. You may be seated. I would now like to introduce Senior Matt Culver.
I am Matt Culver, and I'd like to introduce you to some of the academic achievements of the class of 2017. Seniors, your past 4 years at Jefferson High School have sped by. Graduates, it is time to take a few moments to look back at our past accomplishments. In terms of academics, co-curricular activities, and citizenship, this class and this school is second to none. And these are just a few reasons why. Let's start by looking at the academic accomplishments of the class of 2017. Your program provides explanations of several academic honors, including the selection process for valedictorians and salutatorians. Students who were introduced to you earlier this evening. Obviously, the students in those elite groups have taken their academic responsibilities at Jefferson very seriously. They are deserving of the recognition they have received. In fact, there are 22 members of this class with 4.0 GPAs or above. They are not, however, the only excellent students in this class. We would like to introduce you to many more. At last week's Senior Recognition Night event, academic recognition was provided to many members of this class. Your program describes the qualification standards for students receiving the Presidential Education Award, for membership in the Academic Honors Program with Distinction, National Honor Society, the 400 Club, and for earning the Jefferson Academic Letter. Those qualification standards are rigorous, and to earn any one of them is worthy of high praise. In fact, 58 of tonight's graduates received a certificate from President Trump because they qualified for the Presidential Education Award. 76 graduates have been inducted into Jefferson's chapter of the National Honor Society. 109 have received the academic letter, and more may qualify once spring term grades have been included on the transcripts. 65 students are wearing the medals reserved for Academic Honors Program graduates, and 81 of them met the more challenging standards of the Honors with Distinction program. 91 students are wearing blue honor cords this evening, indicating that they have earned 400 or more credits while at Jefferson. 603 4- and 5-year department awards were given in the content areas of language arts, math, science, social studies, and world language, and Project Lead the Way. 7 members of this class, Jessica Antonini, Destiny Benson, Alec Cooksey, Victoria Glotfelty, Hunter Hampshire, Matthew Moon, and Austin Pennington, earned excellent attendance during their 4 years in high school. I am pleased to announce that 240 members of this class have achieved the distinction of qualifying for one or more of these academic honors. Would those 240 students please stand for our recognition? Congratulations on your academic success at Jefferson. Of course, these are not the only ways to measure academic success. The graduates just mentioned, and others in the class as well, have been the recipients of countless other honors, including academic scholarships that will be used at many colleges and universities this fall. That statement speaks volumes about the academic commitment of the members of the class of 2017. As a class, we are to be commended. I would now like to introduce Mason Kelm, who will discuss our accomplishments and activities.
As in the academic arena, members of this class have enjoyed their participation in Jefferson's numerous co-curricular activities. Students learn valuable lessons and enjoy lasting memories on these teams and ensembles. Some examples of that success include the following. The 2017 Academic Decathlon team won the state championship for the 18th consecutive year. The team represented Iowa at the national competition in Madison, Wisconsin, finishing 7th overall. That is the second highest placement a Jefferson team has ever had at the national competition. Instrumental and vocal music programs at Jefferson excel at the state and national levels. Many groups, including Westside Delegation and Ovation, Meister Singers and Concert Choir, Jefferson String Orchestra, the Band of Blue Marching Band, Jazz Band, and the Wind Symphony and Symphonic Band travel regionally and nationally, and their success is phenomenal. Both the choir and instrumental programs owe an impressive series of Division I honors in state competitions at the State Marching Band Festival, State Solo and Ensemble Festival, and the State Large Group Festival. We have a very active, thriving theater program as well. The Jefferson Theater Department presented 5 productions in the last year alone. A large October children's theater production of James and the Giant Peach in the fall was followed by a main stage performance of the thriller 39 Steps in November at the Iowa Thespian Festival held at UNI. 2 smaller winter productions of The Mouse That Roared and Merton of the Movies played to receptive audiences, concluding the year with the musical Fiddler on the Roof 2 weeks ago. The competitive speech program also has students that have been recognized with all state awards and enjoys a tradition of success in competitive speech. Jefferson's art department has placed several individuals in regional and national art competitions. In the most prestigious competition, Scholastics, students in the art program have achieved a combined 15 awards the past few years, including the highest regional and national win for any student in the history of the Cedar Rapids Public School District. In addition, many of our seniors sitting here today have been active participants in the community with art-related projects. Would all of the graduates who have participated in academic decathlon, vocal or instrumental music, theater, art, or speech during their years at Jefferson, and the staff members who directed them, please stand. We want to give you one last ovation in recognition of your excellent work in the fine arts. I would now like to introduce fellow class member Niall Happel.
Thank you, Mason. In addition to fine arts and academics, athletic competition provides many valuable lessons and memories. Nearly 1,000 students participate in athletics yearly as part of 21 interscholastic sports teams. They have competed in state tournaments and playoffs and have enjoyed success in the Mississippi Valley Conference, perhaps the premier large school conference in Iowa. As they graduate tonight, they take with them great memories and participation in sports at Jefferson. Highlights in the athletic arena include state qualifying teams or individuals in softball, baseball, football, girls and boys swimming, wrestling, girls and boys track, and girls and boys bowling. Would all the members of the class of 2017 who have participated in athletics at Jefferson and with the staff members who have coached them, please stand. We salute you for your commitment to excellence in the realm of athletics. It would be easy to continue to talk about the journalism program, the math team, the various programs that make up Jefferson's DECA, Service Club, POMS, Cheer Squad, Chess Team, Building Trades, Trap Shooting Club, Math Club, Student Council, and the numerous other clubs that exist at this school. In every case, the message would be similar. Students enjoying a successful program being led by a caring, competent adult. Will the students involved in these various programs please stand for our applause? They take with them skills and attributes that they will be able to use in their adult lives. Now, let me reintroduce our principal, Mr. Charles McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the class officers, valedictorians, and salutatorians for a job well done tonight. They have been important leaders in the successes of the class of 2017, and their thoughtful and articulate comments have set the tone for an outstanding commencement ceremony. At this time, would the class officers, salutatorians, and valedictorians please return to your seats. Jefferson High School initiated its Honorary Diploma Recognition Program in 1986. The Honorary Diploma is reserved for those special school patrons who make significant contributions to the school and its programs, and it's viewed as the highest honor provided to school supporters. Tonight's honoree brings the total number of Honorary Diploma awards to 82. This year's award goes to a person who has contributed a tremendous amount of time and effort to our Jefferson community. The Jefferson Honorary Diploma is being presented this evening to Mr. Steve Carney. Will Mr. Steve Carney please come and join me on the stage? No. Steve Carney has been a tremendous asset to our Jayhawk athletic teams and coaches as an active volunteer. Steve is the president and owner of his business, L&S Lawn Care Incorporated. Steve's expertise and incredible work ethic has been instrumental in repairing and maintaining many of the Jefferson athletic fields. His ability to organize others to help is another great attribute. Our football practice fields for many years were marched on for practice by our Band of Blue every morning and then practiced on by our football players every afternoon for basically 6 months of the year. A few years ago, Mr. Carney's knowledge and expertise, combined with his own business equipment and hundreds of his own volunteer man-hours, helped resurrect Jefferson football practice fields to becoming a nicer playing surface than kids had experienced in over a generation. With the assistance of Kevin Steimer, Steve also helped install new water lines and drinking units for the football athletes. With Steve's help, the softball field had tiling installed, and there have been improvements to the grounds at Lower Kingston Fields as well as the baseball field. Mr. Carney played a major role in building the new baseball field at Taft Middle School that is home to many of our up-and-coming junior Jayhawk baseball players. Hard work and service to others is continually modeled by Steve in the bigger community as well, as he is well known for mowing lawns and removing snow in the winter during the tough times for those in need. Steve and his wife, Lisa, have a daughter, Brittany, and a son, Andrew, who are both Jefferson graduates. He serves on the board of Building and Grounds at St. Jude's Catholic Church and enjoys listening to live blues music with friends, golfing, riding around on ATVs, and hanging out with his family. We appreciate the extra time he continues to spend for the benefit of our Jefferson community. Give him our collective gratitude and welcome him officially to our Jayhawk family with this honorary Jefferson diploma. Thank you, Steve. Of course, the successes these students have enjoyed would not be possible without the help of many, many people who have played critical roles in preparing them for tonight's celebration. Let us meet several groups whose influence has impacted our graduates. First are the educators who have worked with these students at Jefferson. I will introduce them in groups. Please hold your applause until all are standing. Associate Principals, Ms. Lori Bateman, Mr. Chris Deem, Mr. Chad Zabo. Counselors, Mrs. Donna McCullough, Mrs. Jamie Cummins, Mr. Jason Edwards, and Ms. Judy McIntosh. PACT Coordinator, Mr. Kevin Darrow, and NHS Advisor, Ms. Teresa Fetkether, both helped in the preparation for tonight's ceremony. Mr. Matt Hilby, Mrs. Julie Schnebbe, and Mrs. Ashley Weaver have served these students as class sponsors. Their work has culminated recently in the completion of a successful prom, after-prom party, and senior slideshow. 21 additional teachers are senior forum advisors, and many of them have worked with these same students all 4 years of high school. Finally, the remainder of the Jefferson faculty, please stand and be recognized. Five members of the Jefferson faculty are retiring this year. Would Susan Covington, Donna McCullough, Stu Ordman, Cindy West, and Mark Stastny please stand? Thank you for your long-term commitment and loyalty to our school and specifically our students. Education is a team effort. Teachers are critical, as are the school board members and central office personnel we met earlier in the program. So are the professional office staff members who work with these students and families every day. Some of those people are here tonight. Lois Bassett serves as the principal secretary at Jefferson and has coordinated many of the important end-of-the-year events, including tonight's ceremony. Her work is indispensable. 3 other office staff members are seated in the audience and have worked to make tonight's event go smoothly. They are Ellen Pelzer, Jess Custer, and Nancy Preby. Thank you so much for all you do on behalf of the students at Jefferson. Graduates, you should feel pride in all that you've accomplished at Jefferson in the academic, fine arts, and athletic arenas. As you move forward, we want you to accomplish your goals and experience success. Jefferson has provided you with critical foundational knowledge and skills, and I'm confident that you will find a way to leverage your individual strengths to make an impact on society. As member of Generation Z, you are being written about by news outlets like Forbes, Entrepreneur, the Chicago Tribune, and the New York Times. They are writing not only about how your generation is different from the millennials before you, but also about how companies are recognizing shifts they need to make in order to attract you to their organizations and how they can best utilize your skill sets. With baby boomers leaving the workforce at increased rates, businesses are shifting their focus to you, the next generation of workers. You've been described as global, social, visual, technological, loyal and open-minded, entrepreneurial yet pragmatic, hardworking, though a bit distractible, with a streak of realism running through your desire to make a social impact. As a group, your desire to make a social impact is what really has companies thinking and adjusting. Businesses are recognizing that focusing solely on building their financial capital isn't enough. They need to build cultures of giving back, and that their global outreach matters to you because it correlates to the sense of purpose that you hope to find in your work. As a generation, you're standing up, and others are taking notice. As you question tradition and push for change in and out of the workforce, I challenge you to do three things. First, foster a mindset of continual improvement. You don't know it all, and you will falter in your work and in your life. However, with a growth mindset, you'll be poised to learn, grow, and mature in a manner that sets you up to achieve the goals that are important to you and your generation. Secondly, be patient. Meaningful change takes time. You'll need to work hard, adjust, and put forth a substantial effort for an extended period to see the results in your vision. Lastly, unplug. I know that social media is a central part of your lives and that you use it to communicate with others and that you have made connections through this medium. However, I hope that in your efforts to connect and make an impact on the world, you also realize truly meaningful connections in life develop because you are disconnected from technology. To really connect, you need to unplug, look up, and listen. Choose human connections over technological ones. In closing, as you move forward from Jefferson, continue to learn, improve, and adapt. All 300 of you have done what's been asked of you and have met the expected graduation requirements. Many of you have gone far above those expectations. For this, you should be proud. Certainly, we are proud of you. Continue to challenge yourself and further what you've already learned. If you do this, you'll provide yourself the best opportunity to succeed. Good luck. Class of 2017, to you and to me, this celebration is about your future and all of the wonderful accomplishments you will achieve. So now, class of 2017, it's time for you to take the first steps towards that future. Deputy Superintendent Mosk, Board President Lafferty, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, these members of the Jefferson High School class of 2017 had met the requirements set forth in district policy and state law. Therefore, we are at this time prepared to present them their diplomas. Zahara Al-Abdul Rasul. Sire Abram. Paris Adney. Sydney Ayler. Rose Amuda. Autumn Anderson. Jessica Antonini. Addison Armstrong. Jared Ariola. Colin Bailey. Molly Ballou. Shane Ballou. Madison Barmore. Emily Bateman. Andrea Baldry. Elizabeth Bean. Michaela Ballou. Kyrie Bell. Destiny Benson. Danielle Ziri Birch. Hannah Bertram. Matthew Bevins. Talia Burkett. Kyle Blake. Alec Boding. Alexi Bolden. David Bonner Jr. Jared Borick. Sydney Briney. Timothy Brooks. Philip Brownfield Casey. Briley Bruner. Ashley Bunton. Addison Burgess. Devin Burrington. Brandon Burnett. Mariah Buser. Hannah Buswell. Eugene Buwana Quayle. Bianca Calderon. Jaleel Calhoun. Jaden Campbell. Austin Carlin. Haley Carroll. Perrin Chadwick. Jaylee Chung. William Clanton Vasquez. Kelsey Clausen. Shelby Clayton. Caleb Clendenin. Demetrius Clinton. Margie Clow. Anthony Collins. Haley Cook. Alec Cooksey. Cameron Cox. Santino Casalino. Matthew Culver. Isabella Curtis. Montel Daniels. Emma Davenport. Kayla Davis. Isaac Davison. Alexander DiCapria. Mateo De Jesus. Kennedy Dighton. Sydney Dillon. Chase Donner. Jace Dubeck. Keely Drury. Kane Dudley. Andrew Ayler. Vegan Iupi. Ladarius Ellis. Noella Elofe. Colton Ensley. Haley Everhart. Daniel Everts. Dominique Fisher. Caitlin Fleming. Cole Fonger. Benjamin Ford. Andrea Fox. Chelsea Frank. Joshua French. Abigail Frerick. Allison Gaffey. Diego Gandera. Sierra Gilbert. Miles Glassberg. Victoria Glotfetsky. Kenneth Gorg. Jake Golden. Alexis Gonzalez. Caleb Goodall. Cameron Grakowski. Connor Greer. Caleb Green. Reagan Grekoff. Josiah Grimm. Avery Guy. Mary Catherine Hagerman. Carrie Hagstrom. Scott Halco. Hunter Hampshire. Michael Hanley. Chase Hannon. Joshua Hansen. Jack Hansen. Niall Happel. Adriana Hargrove. Christopher Herring. Dylan Hart. Diedrich Hawkins. Jessica Heron. Jonathan Heffelfinger. Tyler Heffelfinger. Reese Hemisath. Jacob Henderson. Jordan Henderson. Kylie Hewitt. Clayton Hobson. Jada Holliday. Annika Horning. Ian Huff, Jennifer Hughes, Dakota Hulsing, Paul Hummel, Haley Humphrey, Haley Houston, Mario Hutch, Cole Ingalls, Stacy Jensen, Alexis Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Carson Jones, Claire Jordan, Doan Kabula, Jessica Kelsey, Kelsey Keprose, Haley Kesterson, Hannah Kimbrough, Riley Kimpton, Trey King, Taylor Kinney, Madeline Kissling, Elise Knutson, Pascal Kobagiz, Mason Kelm, Jenna Cole, Joseph Korch Jr., Keith, Kane Kramer, Joseph Kuchera, Colton Keel, Mark LaFrenz, Caden Lang, Taylor Lango, Marissa Lanier, Lauren Lauderwasser, Fatuma Leah, Austin Leeper, Samantha Loudenback, Monivon Lovensai, Ariana Lucas, Vanessa Lund, Dakota Moss, Jackson Mader, Axel Magnuson, Abby Myers, Zachary Main, Allison Monternock, Arturo Martinez, Maximilian Mall, Jacob McIntosh, Megan Mace, Lauren Messer, Samuel Meyer, Aaliyah Myers, Skylar Myers, Bailey Meza, Logan Miller, Andrew Moffett. Matthew Moon. Raven Moore. Alexis Moorer. Addison Mormon. Caden Morford. Grace Morningstar. Matthew Mossbarger. Kyla Molinex. Dakota Muters. Derek Muters. Kristen Neighbor. Anna Netz. Johnny Wynn. Njimbre Diodune. Mariah Nost. Elizabeth Shamiri Mana. Nayunge Nwabu Gulu. Amy Naindigeya. Desiree Nye. Emily Oakes. Shiloh Olhauser. Emily Oler. Alexandra Oriana Cruz. Sierra Osborne. Addis Osmankich. Sierra Ott. Blake Owens. Ethan Palmer. Taylor Pamaticki. Sydney Parrott. Austin Pennington. Jose Perez. Marcus Pfeiffer. Bailey Phelps. Brittany Phillips Rarrett. Sandra Pino. Cameron Pullman. Rylan Polberg. Sydney Price. Dylan Primer. Matthew Primer. Farah Kadora. Mara Kadora. Tabian Rashad. Stephanie Ray. Mariah Repstein. Jonathan Richardson. Tremaine Robinson. Victoria Rothler. Tanner Roan. Sarah Rosales. A little ahead. What's your name? Did I already? I did it. I already said it. Elizabeth Royer. Kylie Saculin. Anastasia Salyars. Elizabeth Santi. Alexis Shermer. Spencer Schmitz. Emily Schumacher. Booker Scott. Kobe Scott. Olivia Severson. Brian Sexton. Curtis Shaw. Lauren Sheets. Seth Sherban. Caitlin Shotwell Stover. Ariane Sims. Amber Sir. Gary Sir Jr. Elena Smith. Emily Smith. Isaiah Smith. Will Smith. Brady Snyder. Zachary Sorensen. Santana Spahn. Diamond Stafford. Caitlin Stallman. Joshua Stanley. Harley Steichen. Cassidy Stites. Leela Stivers. Shayna Stoker. Charles Taylor. Devontae Taylor. Kyle Templeton. Rachel Tenley. Zachariah Thies. Elizabeth Thompson. Rhett Thompson. Shavion Thurman. Alma Torres Rodriguez. Christopher Troop. Xavier Tyson. Tyler Uncle. Jeremy Upshaw. Jacob Urbanic. Ruben Azusa. Brooklyn Vossen. Dawson Van Dam. Brittany Vanderpool. Alexis Van Meter. Deja Van Pelt. Michael Vega Jr. Fatima Valesco. Bailey Wall. Aaliyah Watkins. Deidre Wakwa. Royshawn Webb. Austin Wernemount. Sejura Whidden. Marie Wilhelm. Caitlin Willems. Isaiah Williams. Derek Wilson, Kylie Wise, Jared Wood, Connor Wolf, Kyler Wortman, Kaylee Zato,
Live and Local is proudly sponsored by Dr. Fitzgerald and Associates. Protect your precious peepers. Eels and Tronvold Law Offices. Walm Collision and Repair Center in Fairfax.